Greetings, I'm Mark Poley.
And I'm Mr. Dolson.
And welcome to our complete guide to flipping the urban classroom.
So let's start with talking about what a flipped classroom is. Well, in a flipped classroom, you flip direct instruction. And that means you're going from group all your students together to individual students getting it on their own through a video. And it also moves from the classroom setting into the home setting.
Now, I like this next part. I like this next part a whole lot. In the in-class instruction, now we're able to make that a whole lot more dynamic and a lot more interactive.
And that allows us as instructors to spend more time guiding students through application activities and activities where students have to transfer their learning to new and unique situations.
Now, what does this look like? In a typical day, students come into class and they've been assigned a flipped video as prior homework.
And on their arrival, they take a brief quiz just to keep everyone accountable and to check for us to see how they are and what they learned.
Right now, this leads us to a basic warm-up activity. We want our students to recall the basic video details. We want them to be able to organize this information.
And then finally, we get to the good stuff.
Now, what is the good stuff? What do our flip videos enable? The good stuff. And this is the primary reason why we flip. We've recouped all this classroom time, and now what are we going to do? What is the best use of our face-to-face time? We have experiential learning,
which is where you get to do simulations with students, and they get to debrief on that, and they get to bring that experience into what they learn beyond that.
And we have cooperative learning where we team up our students, and this is a higher engagement activity where they learn a whole lot more.
And we get to do peer editing where students learn to write and learn the process of writing by helping their peers.
We have debates. Students pick a side, they learn to defend it, they research it, and they defend it.
And then there's also fun activities like skits and presentations and dialogues where students are getting to be verbal and work through activities and be part of history.
And with the dialogues particularly, I found that many of my students, they all love to fight over the parts. We've got independent projects as well, and
one-on-one time with students.
We can have one-on-one time with our students every day as needed and as is necessary.
And our presentation doesn't just cover the flipped classroom. We're talking specifically about flipping the urban classroom. And so we both thought that it was important to talk about what do we mean when we say urban.
Now, as teachers at Thomas Jefferson High School, we both teach at Thomas Jefferson. And it's in the Richmond Public Schools district. We can only speak in the context of our own personal experience. Richmond Public Schools has several issues that we all face.
For one, there's high poverty in our area. And in fact, our entire community qualifies for this community eligibility provision, which allows all of our students to receive free breakfast and lunch during the day. Okay.
Now, in the context of racial demographics, Richmond is a city school. Our demographics are 80% African American, 9% white, 9% Hispanic.
And we have this issue of the technology gap, which comes from historical inequalities in the system, but we feel it as not having enough computers to go around, as also students coming into school with less technology and less technology access at home.
This is software and hardware related.
Mm-hmm. And finally, we have issues with facilities maintenance, just basic everyday, the roof not leaking, the door working, various parts of our school building, and that just cuts into the time that we have to work with our students because we're having to manage these other issues.
And the issues that facilities maintenance bring, it kind of hinders all the rest of the equation for us as urban teachers.
Mm-hmm. And in an urban classroom, there are unique considerations for deploying this flipped classroom model. And first and foremost, we've got this issue of tech at home, where students have very widely varying levels of tech access at home. And technology in the classroom is a struggle, particularly with the issue of school funding, where we can't just get a special set of technology for our classroom.
Okay, there are management challenges in the urban classroom. They do, in the regular population classroom, they do include an increased number of behavioral issues and also an increased number of students from the exceptional education population.
But this urban setting has great opportunities for the flipped classroom. There, in the issue of access, students can interact with technology and learn the essential skills for living in our world. And they get to particularly learn this digital citizenship part, which they're not just getting to see technology, learn how to use a Word document. They're getting to know how to make use of technology to participate in our society.
And another aspect which I personally enjoy, I want to help my students grow personally through increased responsibility and giving them opportunities for self-directed learning.
Great.
Is that the right button?
Alt-P.